Our speaker tonight, Marie Elise, is a healer, educator, and a visionary author. She wrote Of the Realm of Unity, a utopian fantasy or a guidebook home to yourself. After decades of working in healthcare as a licensed acupuncturist and registered nurse, Marie has come to the conclusion that true and vibrant health comes from accessing the love within. Her passion is global transformation through personal awakening. Please welcome Marie Elise.
Yay! This is very exciting because Christina asked me to speak this month in February because the theme is love. And I was really touched by that because that's what I'm all about. So my whole life has been about. And I find it very interesting, and I wonder if any of you find it very interesting, that we live in this world that has reduced the most powerful force in the universe to a Hallmark holiday that happens once a year. Does anybody else find that odd? Yes. So tonight's talk is called Let Love Lead. And it's all about returning to the heart. And so in talking about love, I want to share with you my experience of returning to love and letting love lead. So you've heard I'm a nurse. I work in a hospital. And I often come home late at night, sometimes half past midnight. It's exhausting. I'm usually pretty worked up because I work with a lot of low-income women, and it's very intense. And I often come home really exhausted, really overwhelmed, and I walk in the door, and I tiptoe in because I don't want to wake up my husband or my daughter. And I look around, I put my things down, and I look around for my dog. His name is Zev. Looks like a big wolf. And I reach down, and I rub behind his ear, that little soft, silky bit behind his ear. And he looks up at me with his big brown eyes, right? And no matter how sleepy he is, he looks at me and he puts his little paw on my arm. And he says, "Welcome home, Mom." I'm glad you're here. And something opens in my heart. Something softens. And my shoulder drops. And all of a sudden, everything just falls away. And what happens is, I suddenly return to the present moment. I suddenly return to love. And I remember who I am and what I'm here for. And this is accessible to all of us in every moment. Love is the essence of who we are. And I think Hafiz says it really well. Hafiz is a 14th century Persian poet. Even after all this time, the sun never says to the earth, "You owe me." Look what happens with a love like that. It lights up the sky. And so I love that. And unfortunately, for thousands of years, we have forgotten to let love lead. And we instead have created a world that is guided mostly by fear, right? And it only takes half a minute for you to go on social media and just see the fear everywhere, right? We're bombarded with fear. Like, what are some fears? Like, let's just throw them out. Let's just get it all out, right? What are people afraid of? Global warming. What was that? War. Potato chips. What was it?
No, dictatorship.
Dictatorship.
Or potato chips. Potato chips. They're ultra processed. That's
What
really
else?
bad.
Yeah. What else? What other fears are really common?
Aging.
Starvation, fear, aging, fear of poverty, right?
Running out of money.
running out of fear of lack, fear of poverty, right? And it is considered normal. We live in a world where it is considered normal to just be like twisting yourself into a complete pretzel to try to avoid having something bad happen to you. And that's considered a normal way of living. And if you want to know what the world looks like that is run by fear, just look around. Just look around. But I believe we are in a time of change. I believe we are being called to return to the heart. Hafiz also, I love Hafiz. Fear is the cheapest room in the house. I would really like to see you in better living conditions. I like that one. So when I was a child, I had a dream. I looked around the world and I thought something is really weird here. Like, I didn't understand because I thought I was born into a world of love. That's what I thought. And when I noticed that it wasn't happening, I was like confused. Like, this is weird. And I don't know if I like this. This is really strange. And I had this dream that I was going to pull my little red wagon around the world and I was going to sing. I like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. Do you remember that? And I was going to pull my little red wagon around the world. And I was just going to open people's hearts just by singing. And anybody who wanted to get my wagon, I'd pull them. And I would walk around the world and everybody would join me. And they would join me because, why? Who doesn't want love, right? Don't we all want love? And I'd walk around the world and we'd all unite and we would sing Kumbaya and we would make a world that was beautiful and abundant and joyful and so happy for everyone. Don't we all want that? This was my dream. And that desire to heal the world has been with me my whole life, which is probably why I got into the healthcare field. I wanted to heal the heart of the world. But as I've gotten older, the chaos that has increased in the world has had an impact on me and has affected me deeply. And in 2019, I became obsessed with collapse for some odd reason. And I was looking at the world around me and I was reading about like how we're in the final stages. I was convinced we are in the final stages of the apocalypse. This is it. This is it. I can tell. And you know, some part of me felt kind of happy. I felt kind of happy, not because I wanted suffering, but because I wanted to see an end to the suffering that I saw in the world. I wanted there to be an end in sight. Because my greatest fear was not that we would all die. My greatest fear that we'd be stuck in this world of suffering forever. Like, when are we going to stop? When are we going to finally return to the heart? Needless to say, I became very depressed. And I was a real joy to be with. I was a real doomer. I was kind of like how many of you saw Princess Bride? Inigo Montoya. You know, Inigo Montoya, you know, he wanted to avenge his father's death, and he was looking for Count Rogan, and he was like, I'm going to find him, and I'm going to say, hello, my name is Inigo Montoya, you killed my father, prepare to die, right? He was going to do this, and I was like this, hello, my name is Maria Elise, humanity has killed my planet, prepare to die. I was a harbinger of doom. And I went down, I was very depressed. And when I hit my lowest point, somebody suggested I start writing as a form of therapy. And it was helpful. You know, I started writing and I wrote and I wrote and I wrote. And I wrote about all the terrible things in the world and all the things that I felt were broken. And somehow, as I spiraled down, something magical happened. This is Rumi now. The wound is the place where the light enters you. The wound is the place where the light enters you. And Rumi also said, where there is ruin, there is hope for a treasure. And so in my pain and in my wounds, something magical happened. A seed was planted. And a question bubbled up. So if I don't like this world, what do I want? What do I want? And this is the most powerful question we could be asking ourselves. What do I want? We are conditioned to complain and complain. I don't like that. I don't like him. I don't like what he's doing. We complain about everything. But the question is, what do I want? Because I know I want a world of love. I want a world where differences are celebrated. I want a world where everybody is giving their gifts from a place of wholeness and a place of completeness, and that we are cheering each other on. I want a world of abundance and love. What do you want? I want a world of, what do you want? I want a world of abundance and love. What else? Health, wealth, longevity, peace, prosperity, kindness. Yes, this is what we all want, right? I mean, in our heart of hearts, don't we all want that? Don't we all just want to love and be loved, right? So I asked myself the question, if I had a magic wand, what would I create? What would I create? And this magic wand sent magic. It cracked my heart and helped me access that love so that I could let love lead. And one night, in the middle of the night, I was ruminating on this question, and a book dropped into my head. And it came so fast, I had no choice but to get out of bed at 3 in the morning and tiptoe into the other room so I could type. And I started typing, and I couldn't type fast enough. It was coming so fast that I had to get a voice-to-text transcription program, and I had to hit record as I drove back and forth from my work. And over 3 weeks' time, the first draft of The Realm of Unity came out. And it healed me because it showed me that I could have an impact. It showed me that what that little girl wanted to give to the world, because it's a world where everybody has transformed their fear into love. And this is not just my story, this is all of our stories. We all have something amazing inside ourselves. We all have something magnificent that the world desperately, desperately needs. And so when we access that love, when we open that door to love, we can transform not only our lives, our personal lives, and our businesses, we actually have a massive impact in transforming the world. Transforming the world. So I want to end with a little short exercise. This is a little gift, a practical part. It's a quick breathing exercise. It's something that I do to switch from fear to love. Because it's not something you decide once. It's something you have to decide moment by moment by moment. And we have to keep reminding each other, oh right, come back to love, come back to love, come back to love. And so the exercise is breathing in for 5 and out for 7. And when you lengthen the exhale, you switch from the sympathetic nervous system to the parasympathetic nervous system. You move from fight or flight and fear into presence and love. And so you breathe in for 5, and you can imagine a beautiful pink beam of love coming into your hearts. As you breathe in and as you breathe out, imagining the sun beaming out, like a big pink sun beaming out. So everyone, I invite you to put your hands on your hearts. And we're going to just do this one time because I'm getting little signals from Christina. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the sun shining out in all directions. Pink sun, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And if we had more time, I would have you do this several times so that you could really feel that shift. And this is something I do frequently. When I feel like I'm getting tense, stressed, fearful, I'm just coming back so that I can make choices from that beautiful place in my heart. Look what happens with a love like that. It lights up the whole sky.